Hey, hard
Air
head.
conditioner.
Used that a few days ago.
Yeah, really. Oh God, it was so hot.
Hey, horror heads.
Hey guys.
Welcome to Horror Culture, where,
We grow love for all things spooky and macabre.
and let me just fucking tell you guys the shit show that seems to happen to me a lot. Oh my goddess. You know, I have a nice laptop. Good friend of mine built it for me. And the motherfucker did it to me again. It's like the Flanders Hotel
Yeah, she was
part,
working on a
part deux.
she was working on research, and I get a text, and all I get is, "Oh my fucking goddess, it happened again." Well, word crashed, and I lost a ton of research.
I am so mad right now.
I can only imagine.
Oh, fuck a doodle do. Anyway,
So
the
you guys,
research that
so
I had for tonight is set. It was just the research for the one
after.
after this.
So if you guys notice something a little different about how this may sound, it is because we are not recording in the same room. We are actually recording over Zoom. And I somehow managed to make that rhyme.
Yeah, you
Weird.
did. Yeah. So some unfortunate things have happened, and we cannot be in the same room this time, which is
Very
pretty fucking
unfortunate.
shitty. Pretty fucking shitty on many levels. Mark has some family issues on his dad's side going on, and he needs to be with his father and his grandmother.
Yep.
And cannot be home right now. And the other unfortunate thing is we feed off of each other's energy and facial expressions. So
This might have a different vibe than what the other
yeah,
episodes tend to have. But
yeah. So
I
we're
think
gonna
it's
make the best of it. We're gonna
yeah.
make the best of it.
I'm pretty sure the thing I'm going to talk about today is weird enough that I can just kind of guess the face you're making as I'm talking.
If you can guess it, I will tell you if that's the one that I got.
Alrighty. So, with this episode, I am starting off with a cryptid known as the Sandown Clown.
Oh, ew! You said clown.
All right. So I said clown, but
Calorophobia.
there's like a nice little asterisk on next to the word clown, and you'll see why in just a second.
Oh my
Now,
fucking god! This beer is just not cold enough.
so the fun thing about this is that it's technically a fan requested topic.
We have fans?
Yeah, so one of my friends actually
We got
listens to the
fans?
yes. So one of my friends actually listens to the podcast, and he messaged me and he's like, "Hey, have you heard of this thing?" Excuse me, and I said,
Tell him he's got to email us because that will make it so much cooler.
I'm sure he'll hear this episode once he sees the title, so
All
he'll
right, what's
know.
his name? Let's give him a shout out. What's his name?
This goes out to my homie Parker. This is all for you, buddy.
Oh, I know Parker. Hi, Parker. Well, I haven't seen Parker in a very long time. I know Parker, right? I
You
do
not know
Parker, right?
Parker.
Oh, I know Parker now. Hi, Parker. Thank you for listening.
Fantastic. Anyway,
Friends.
so this was something he had suggested to me, and like I said, it's called the Sandown Clown. Now, like I said, this is going to be one of the weirdest things we'll probably talk about in a very long time.
I don't know. We get into some weird fucking shit.
Mom, when I talk about this, you're going to see why I'm saying what I'm saying. So, the Sandown Clown is a
what
strange.
Is it? Wait. On the creep factor scale, from 1 to 5.
I would have to say for me, probably like a 2.5, but for you, probably closer to like a 4.
Okay. All right, lay it on me.
So the Sandown Clown is a strange being ironically encountered at Lake Common in Sandown, England.
Okay, so across the pond.
Yep. But yeah, a strange thing encountered at a place called Lake Common. That's mark number one, where it's just like, okay, this is gonna be weird.
Yeah, Lake Common.
So
Shit should be okay there.
its one and only sighting was back in May of 1973 by two English children.
Do we know how old the children were?
I think at the time they were roughly around 7 or 8.
Okay.
So, while there's not a whole lot of info due to it being a one-time experience, the children that encountered it would adamantly say for the rest of their lives that it actually happened.
Okay.
So they were wandering across a small bridge over a stream, following the sound of what seemed to be an ambulance siren.
Oh.
After walking a bit, they come across a strange being that
Yeah.
So they find a strange being that they described as, and I quote, a cross between a clown, a robot, and an alien.
Nope. That's a big old nope from me. You had me at clown.
So here's where it gets this is where it's like, it's not creepy to me, but it's kind of cool in a way. Like, you think of a clown, robot, alien thing, you're like, this thing's probably fucking crazy. It's actually not a malicious creature.
What's that cartoon you watch? Robot some shit or another?
Oh, you got it. Are you thinking of Robot Chicken? But anyway, so it wasn't a malicious creature, as it talked kindly to them for roughly about 30 minutes before the kids left to go to return to their parents.
Hold up. They actually sat there
and talked to some weird thing for a half hour.
Yeah. Well, it must not have been that menacing if they were talking to it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't like a menacing creature. It was actually kind of shy, and it talked to them kindly. Like, it was trying to be friendly.
Okay. Well, when you look like that, I guess you need all the friends you can get.
So I actually have a picture of it, and I think I can send it in the chat feature here.
Oh God, excuse me. Well, maybe we'll make that.
Let's see. Yeah, I can send it here. Let me find it real quick. But yeah, so it is just really bizarre.
So we'll make that the picture for this episode.
So let's see. Here it is. So you should be getting that in a second.
All I see is your little.
It should say that I sent something. But anyway.
Not yet.
It was, so anyway. So that's all we know really about the encounter itself. But the children were interviewed by an organization called Bufora, BUFORA, or the British UFO Research Association.
Okay.
So here's all the details that they gave the organization. 1, it stood over 2 meters high, or for our American viewers, or listeners rather, that's a little over 6.5 feet tall. So you're talking like,
holy fuck shit.
Yeah,
that's so Big Daddy height.
Yeah, so you're talking like 6.5 to 7 foot at minimum, basically.
Well, hello, robot.
Oh, so you got the picture? Anyway, so it was over 6'6", roughly 7 foot, if not more. Despite its size, it had relatively natural humanoid features, aside from its perfectly round head that seemed too big for its thin frame.
Robot.
Now, it also had paper-esque skin. Like, it had like this, I guess the skin of it felt like paper. And it only had, I would have, I guess. Yeah, I guess so.
Hey, let me touch you, Mr. Robot.
Alien clown.
Yeah, I mean, really?
It only had 3 digits on each hand and foot. So you're talking 3 fingers, 3 toes, each hand and foot. its face seemed to be drawn on and crudely, which kind of made me think of that character from Animal Crossing named Bianca, which I don't think is in the newest game, so you wouldn't know about her. But she was essentially a blank white cat character who you could draw the face for. And
Oh wait, I think I did come across it in the game that you bought me before I had Animal
that's
Crossing.
right, I got you the 3DS one. Yeah, she was in the 3DS one. So it was a crudely drawn face that consisted of 2 blue triangles for eyes, a flat brown rectangle for a nose, and like a yellow oval for a mouth that didn't move when it talked.
Because that's not creepy at all.
And its quote unquote hair hung down underneath the hat that it wore in reddish brown, like frizzled strands.
Robots don't have fucking hair.
Well, that's why they're
but clowns do.
So it had a drawn on face, reddish brown, scraggly hair, and it had 2 wooden antennas sticking out from the sides of its head.
Yeah, that's still a big giant fucking nope for me.
And then it had more like wooden slat-like ones coming from its wrists and ankles. Which were, if you didn't get the picture through Zoom, I'll send it through an email.
No, I didn't get it.
All right, I'll send it through an email after we're done because you have to see this thing. It's so weird. And it was actually dressed similarly to a clown, like what you would expect a clown kind of to be dressed at. It had the pointy hat with like the little bobble thingy on top. It had where was it? It had a high-collared red and green suit that the hat was actually attached to, but it could take the hat off, and it did at one point. It showed the thing's like balding head.
And
So,
it was supposed to be nice, but it's showing that to little children's.
But it's not like it's creepy. It's just like you're like a 7 or 8. You like when you were 7 or 8, you were a curious child.
Yeah, I'd be fucking terrified if I saw some shit like that.
It wore dark blue gloves, had bare feet, and the pants and sleeves of its clothes were like long and frilly. And it apparently talked through some kind of microphone setup, which could have also be where the siren noise came from. And when they were talking about it, they asked about where it lives, and apparently it lived in a 2-story hut or shack that was secluded near the lake, and it had blue-green dial pattern wallpaper and metallic floors, and it had like rough wooden furniture. As I said before, it was shy but friendly, and it explained that it was actually typically afraid of humans. And if it were attacked, it wouldn't defend itself. Like, I guess it wouldn't be able to in a way. When it was while they were talking, they asked the clown its name, which was Sam. Sam the Sandown Clown.
Okay.
And that it was all...
Sorry, my God. I'm so sorry.
And that it was quote unquote all colors, which I guess it meant like racially. So like black, white.
It was. Oh, okay.
Like I guess it meant like I guess that's what the implication was, that it was racially all colors.
So it was. Gotcha. I wanted to say non-denominational, but that's not the word.
That's a religious thing.
Yeah, that's not the word.
They asked if it was human, and he said, and I used the term he loosely. He said no. They asked if he was a ghost. He said, well, not really, but I am in an odd sort of way. And it was also capable of writing in English with pencil and paper.
So wait a fucking minute here. Wait. One sighting.
One sighting.
By these 2 children's.
Yes.
They had pencil and paper on them and said, hey, you fucking write something for us.
I guess, like, I mean, it's like the way it looks and the way that like this whole interaction went, it's really fucking weird, but I kind of love it at the same time.
I mean, he seems like a real chill dude.
And it actually kind of reminds me of a character from like Adventure Time.
any
which
further?
it's just such a bizarre like cryptid, and it just kind of makes me wonder, like, what the fuck is Sam the Clown?
Hold up. Important question.
Sure.
Can you see how long we've recorded?
That I cannot see. No.
Oh fuck. All right.
But
Just we got to be under an hour, you know.
no, yeah, I understand. I think I'm pretty much, but yeah, like that's it for me. But like, it's just, it is such a weird thing, and I kind of want to find out more about it.
Well, yeah, because that is like super creepy,
Yeah,
weird, random,
and it's
and
like that's literally
only
all
one
we
sighting.
know. Like, I
What
would
else you
love to
got?
find out that that's it. That's all we know about Sam the Clown. And that's why it's so bizarre that there's like even this much detail about it from one encounter from the early 70s by two children.
Oh my goodness gracious. We'll keep talking about it because I got the hiccups. I can't talk yet.
And
Ooh,
like,
ooh, ooh.
it's just like, if like, I honestly can't explain it.
1970, what?
73.
Okay, I was 3 and they were 8, so they're not much older than I am.
But yeah, it's like like you can just Google Sam the Sandown Clown, Sandown. All the Sandown is one word.
So did they like have like drawings done of this thing?
I think they had like a sketch artist do like their own rendition of it based on the description. But
And
it's,
they both had the same description.
yes, because I'm assuming they both encountered it at the same time. But yeah, it's like it, I
I've never ever heard of this.
yeah, me neither. That's why I'm saying my friend was just like, yeah, this is like some of the weirdest shit I've ever heard of. I'm like,
Hey Parker.
but like, I'm looking at the picture right now,
Parker,
and
where the fuck did you find out about this? I just want to know.
he's big into
And
he's big into cryptids and whatnot, like we are. So I'm sure we'll
okay,
get more.
but how was there only 2 sightings, which actually only equals 1 sighting if they were together?
I don't know, because like apparently after that, I guess they went back to try and find him, and he was gone.
He yeeted his ass right the fuck out of there.
But yeah, like I'm looking at the picture, and it is so fucking bizarre.
All right, so we're gonna have to use that as our picture for this
Yeah,
episode. Faux show.
yeah, it is just that weird. Like,
Faux
I know
show,
I'm like
faux show.
repeating myself, but my God, it is so fucking bizarre, and I love him.
He might be a clown I actually like.
Yeah, he is a very friendly clown, and not like Pennywise.
Friendly
I'm only
robot
friendly so
clown.
I can bite your head off later. Friendly, like an actual friendly cryptid.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Okay. Are we ready for mine?
for sure, yeah.
Okay.
So what you got?
We have the Fae,
Okay.
or as mundanes would call fairies.
Mm-hmm.
So the word fairy, and I'm going to spell these because fairy is spelled 2 different ways, you know.
Yeah, Faery, I think is one way, and then Fairy.
Faerie
That's what it was.
and Fairy.
Yes.
So the word fairy comes from the Latin fata, meaning fate,
Mm-hmm.
and the Old French fairy spelling Faerie, meaning enchantment.
Okay.
A fairy, also fae, Fay, Faefey, fair folk, Ai.
Yeah, I always saw it spelled as Fey. Like that's the spelling I'm most like under, like that's the one I see all the time.
Right. Or fairy is spelled Farie, is a type of mythical being or legendary creature found in folklore or multiple European cultures, including Celtic, Slavic, German, English, and French folklore.
Mm-hmm.
A form of spirit often described as metaphysical, supernatural, or, oh God, how the fuck do I say that word? Preternatural?
Preternatural.
Yeah, that. So the typical spelling for most people is fairy, Fairy.
Yes.
However, the traditional spelling is Faerie.
Yes.
All right. So, first thing that comes to mind when I say fairy, think
Um,
of when I say fairy.
Tiny little person with wings, kind of looks like Tinkerbell.
Of course. Most people would think of Tinkerbell from Peter Pan or Thumbelina or the fairy godmother from Cinderella.
Yes.
This leads me to my first point. Fairies and the Fae, A-E, are not the same.
Yes. That
Fairies
I
are
knew.
meant, yeah, fairies are meant to be the adorable, sweet, fun-loving, winged little beings who have wands and shoot magic and fucking sparkling lights and all that shit.
Yeah.
The Fae, Fae, say Fae, just assume that I'm spelling it Fae.
Yeah.
If I say fairy, the mundane version.
Mm-hmm.
So the Fae are very, very different. While some Fae do have pretty cutesy appearances, it's a facade that they are portraying. The
Mm-hmm.
Fae can be, rather are, nasty little creatures when they want to be.
Yeah.
Of course, the look of the fairy does depend on the region you're hearing the story from. Same thing with the Fae.
Mm-hmm.
This is why there's so many like Disney movies with like little cute little fairies. Like I said,
Yeah.
Tinkerbell, Thumbelina.
The blue fairy
There's
from Pinocchio.
right. There's fairies everywhere.
Yeah.
Nobody really ever talks about the Fae.
Mm-hmm. And that's
So
when we
some
get into like the territory of like stuff like what were they? Kelpies and
you're hitting on it. See, look at that. So some articles I've read call the Fae horrid, evil, and terrifying mythical creatures.
mm-hmm.
Now, I might have to agree with most of that statement from, a lot of my research.
Yeah.
So getting into some of my witchy wisdom here,
Mm,
when I first started my journey, this is true though.
yeah.
When I first got into my journey, I read a lot about the Fae. What you don't, and the one thing you don't do is fucking cross them
Yeah.
ever. Not fairies. So let me add here, I've always loved fairies before I even knew about the Fae, mind you.
Mm-hmm.
And me and Aunt Lee even went to a couple of fairy conventions and we had a fucking blast.
Yeah, and Aunt Lee has a ton of like fairy statues and
She's
whatnot.
and she's got that big giant fairy tattoo in the center of her back.
Yeah.
We dressed up, everything. It was so cool. We walked around fairy wings, little tutus. It was so much fun. It really was. It was really so much fun.
I bet.
Anyway, back to the Fae. So there are some witches who have claimed to not only see the Fae, but travel to their realm, which, by the way, is very, very close to ours.
Yeah, isn't it like
It's only like
it's like
it's like
one degree off of like
one
ours.
exactly 1 degree off of our realm.
Yeah.
So, have you ever seen like mushrooms growing in a circle?
I actually, yeah, I believe I have.
So many believe that that's a fairy circle or a fairy ring.
Okay.
That's the thinnest part of the veil between our realm and theirs. By the
Okay.
way, don't go into one ever.
Yeah.
It's said if you go into a fairy ring or a fairy circle, whichever you prefer to call it, I'm
Yeah.
going to call it a fairy ring. You can get trapped in their realm.
Mm.
You can be teleported into their realm. But even if you're not, time as we know it is not the same. And the weirdest thing is, the mushrooms that I got, that I keep out there
Yeah.
I got them from a fairy ring.
Oh, okay. Actually, huh.
I didn't
Interesting.
step inside that bitch though. Take them, and I didn't take them all at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And I got them from work. So there's a fucking fairy ring at work. And one of these days when I've had enough, I just might say, Calgon, take me away. But anyway, be teleported into their realm, but even if you're not, time as we know it isn't the same. What could feel like seconds or minutes could actually be hours, months, years, or centuries in reality.
Mm-hmm.
But what happens if you do get teleported, you might ask?
Mm.
Well, let me tell you.
Alrighty.
If you get caught in a fairy ring, you better do your best to mind your manners.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have any interaction with the Fae, here's some things you should keep in mind.
Yeah.
Sipple of my beer, 1 second. It has been a week. Rule number
Trust me, I
one.
understand.
I know you had a rough day today, and I'm sorry you had to go through that.
So for people that are probably wondering what I'm talking about, I don't want to get into it.
Maybe at another time when we're doing like real life stories, that might be
Yeah.
another thing.
Yeah.
All right. Rule number one. Any food the Fae give you. If
Mm.
you're in their realm, now I say that part because you can encounter Fae in our realm as well. They
Mm-hmm.
travel back and forth very often.
Yeah.
But never eat any food they offer you, and here's why. Eating food the Fae gives you forces you to stay there. Like if you get stuck in the fairy realm.
Okay.
Not only does it force you to stay there, but if you eat the food they give you, you'll never want human food again.
Okay, yeah, that I did hear about.
But I mean, if you're stuck there, how are you getting human food anyway? I mean,
Yeah,
the
really.
fuck. Now, one thing I read said that you and the Fae will both starve to death, and something about you'll never wanting chocolate ever again.
Well, I mean, I
I
can't eat
don't know.
chocolate anyway, so that doesn't really.
Yeah, I mean, the Fae in general have very, particular rules, but I
Yeah.
digress. Rule number two: never give them your real name.
Yeah.
It's always been said that names hold power. Like, when you saw The Exorcist, and I'm pretty sure everybody has fucking seen The Exorcist, they're always trying, what is your name? What is your name? It's because names have power.
Yeah.
Demonologists
Power
do
of
the same.
Christ compels you.
Basically, the same thing goes with like demonologists. When you see ghost hunting shows and demonologists come on and what is your name? Basically the same thing as an exorcist. The demonologists want to know what the name is so they know what they're dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
Names hold power.
Yeah.
So you never want to ever, ever, ever give a fairy your real name.
What is your name, child? Lizard. Thunderbird.
Giving the Fae your real name gives them total and complete control over you.
Mm-hmm.
So if you ever meet a Fae, make up a name. Like maybe something you wish your mom named you but didn't. like I would totally say, "Oh, my name is Stormy." I don't know why. I just like that name. Number 3. Never ever Fae. Be hospitable if you find yourself in the presence of one, let alone if one finds you in your home. Yes, they can travel. They have standards and you best meet them. What happens if you don't? Well, the punishments range from being pricked with sharp weapons for what they think is spying on them. Yeah.
Were you spying on me?
Two.
You're in my house.
Well, it goes back to the respect thing.
Yeah.
7 years of lameness for being a lazy ass, or hey, they could throw you in a bog and drown you for being a shithead bully.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Number 4, never take a gift from the Fae. Mm-hmm. This one right here is, so what do you do here? Like, if you take it, there's repercussions. And if you don't take it, there's repercussions.
It's one of those things where you're like, I appreciate it, but you have to like politely decline, I'm assuming.
Well, here we go. Be very careful if you take the gift you're given. If this is a fae you've come to know and trust, yes, this can happen despite what I said in the beginning. Refer back to me talking about my witchy friends who
Mm-mm.
know fae and work with them. They're like deities. You can work with fae just like you can work with deities
Yeah.
or gods and goddesses. You can become friendly with some fae, friendly,
Yeah.
some fae, you know? I mean, if you've got a long term relationship with them, then yeah, you can keep that gift. But if this is a fae you don't know, it's recommended that you destroy the gift. I wouldn't do it in front of them because, again, that goes back to being an asshole in their eyes, and then you're going to get punished and fuck a whole lot of that.
Yeah.
Not sticking, pricking, fucking stabbing me with shit.
It's like when someone gifts you a like a fruit cake around Christmas time, you're like, thanks. And as soon as they
And
turn their back on you, you trash it.
yeah, yeah. So folk are interesting, sometimes scary, elusive, and very complex creatures. But there are more fae folk than the actual fae. Believe it or not, broad term. And here's some things that fall into this category that might just shock you a little bit.
Hmm.
So I watch Bigfoot shows,
Yeah.
not shoes, shows. Don't judge me. Don't fucking judge me. Anyway, there's some speculation, and I think I might have said this to you before, that
Probably.
that Bigfoot, Sasquatch, the swamp ape in Florida, and the
Yowie from
Yeti,
Australia.
yes, yes, that they're all fae folk.
Yeah.
This could explain why now you see them, now you don't,
Yeah. They're
that kind of thing.
slipping between realities.
Yeah, they're jumping realms. They travel to our realm for whatever reason, like, and then poof, like a fart in the fucking wind. Like
Mm.
they're just fucking gone. You see these Bigfoot hunters all the time, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we saw it, we chased it." It's going. First of all, fucking dumb are you?
Mhm.
I am not chasing something 8, 9 feet tall. Oh, thank you. Hard pass.
For sure.
No. Anyway, like you'll see them, and then they're gone. It's said that they go back to the spot, which allows them to travel back and forth between realms. So one minute you see them, and then the next minute you don't.
Yeah.
Now, whether this is true or not remains to be seen, but it's an interesting thought, right?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
I mean, because nobody can explain how 1 second you see them and then they're fucking gone. I should add here that the Fey realm isn't only accessible by rings. It can also be a hollow tree, a rock formation, even water. I've also read air can also be
Hmm.
a portal. It's basically a portal, is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Are you ready?
Sure.
So let's list some other folk that are considered Fae. We have dwarves,
Mm-hmm.
yes,
Yep.
like Snow White's little friends. Elves, Santa's little helpers. Gnomes, that could look very similar to the
What we have
ones
garden gnomes as.
people put in their yards. I mean, be careful.
There have actually been different stories in like cartoons and whatnot where the garden gnomes are actually gnomes. Hello?
I guess that was an hour.
No, I think it crashed for like a hot second.
So I can make sure this is correct.
Let me check something.
Hello?
Real quick. Hello?
Can you hear me now?
Good.
All right, you'll be able to splice these two together, I think.
I should be able to, yeah.
All right, are we good?
We should be, yeah. It cut off, like, I guess around the point where I was talking about how garden gnomes could also be just like actual gnomes.
All right. So I'll repeat the gnomes part.
Yes.
Okay, next we have gnomes. The ones that look similar to the ones people put in their yards. Be careful, guys, because these they could be real gnomes.
Yeah,
I
really.
mean, uh, do you think people know what gnomes look like? It's probably because a lot of people have seen them,
Yeah,
and
really.
they're fucking adorable. Anyway,
They're just
next,
they're little old men with beards.
and cute little hats and big feet. All right, next we have goblins.
Oh boy.
And we all know there's been lots of movies with goblins, more specifically The Lord of the Rings. Everybody's watched The Lord of the Rings.
And technically Troll too.
Yes.
They're
Yes.
eating her. Then they're gonna eat me. Oh my god.
And actually in The Lord of the Rings there's fairies and fairies, fae, and elves
And dwarves and
and dwarves.
orcs.
Yep. All right. So next we have the little green guy, the leprechaun.
Oh boy, that's a weird horror series.
So Faye, anyone see horror flicks? Let's talk about the terrifying one. You just brought it up.
Yes,
Oh,
we.
there's a thought. Movie review on Faefolk.
Oh, there you go.
All right.
That'll be all you since you know more about the Fae stuff than I do.
Next. Next, we have sprites, and I'm not talking about the delicious drink.
Ha ha ha. Yeah, sprites are similar to like fairies and pixies, aren't they?
Yes and no.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like in terms of how they look, they're pretty. Like the way I think of when I think of a sprite, it's the same premise as like it's a small humanoid creature that.
Well, a lot of them are like that. A lot
Yeah,
of them are like that.
and they still have the wings, but their faces are a bit more
Oh my God, the sound is terrible.
otherworldly.
Do you not hear that crappy, shitty sound?
No, it sounds fine on my end.
All right. Well, hopefully it sounds fine when we upload it. Cause sorry guys, that's how it's going.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, and I don't mean the cute, adorable little fucking dolls that were a huge hit back in the 80s and 90s. Oh my God, I'm showing my age. I'm talking about trolls like the classic Under the Bridge trolls.
Got to pay the troll toll.
Yep. Next, pixies. Yeah, I got nothing for this one.
Yeah,
Nothing.
again, pixie sprites and fairies, I feel like they're all like similar but not like exactly the same. They all have like a similar look to them.
And they all have different characteristics and aspects.
Yeah.
Okay. This is our favorite ogre.
Ogres have layers. Onions have layers. Ogres have layers. The end.
Ladies and gentlemen, ogres also. Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm still laughing at the ogre thing. Fucking Shrek.
Yes, brownies. And no, I don't mean the chocolatey treat that's
Oh wait,
hit of all time.
Wait, brownies are the ones that like fix your shoes, aren't they?
Their house. They're like they live in the house. So
Yeah, they're like house elves and they're like friendly.
not always.
Oh, I could have sworn there was one where it's like they're like house elves or something, and they're basically like fix your shoes for you and whatnot because they're nice. And like
They're nice until you piss them off.
Everything's nice until you piss it off.
All right, this one might come a shocker. And she.
Yeah. Yes and
She
no.
only exists in Ireland and Scotland. I guess
Yes.
she doesn't have any desire to jump across the pond. I can't fucking blame her.
No.
All right. Kobolds. And this one I've never heard of. But then again, we don't live near mines, and that's where it said that they are.
Kobolds, right?
Kobolds.
Oh, yeah, those are from D&D. They're usually they're like humanoid dog-esque creatures, if I remember correctly, or sometimes they're lizards. Like lizard
yeah, well,
creatures,
that was
dog
the
creatures.
research I was fucking doing that got lost. So now I'm doing another one.
So So for those of you guys that played D&D like I used to, kobolds are a pretty common enemy, as you would know. For those of you that don't know, kobolds are usually like a lower to mid-level enemy. They're usually warrior type enemies. They typically have like swords, maybe battle axes. Uh, but yeah, they're a pretty common enemy in D&D, but they're also really cool looking depending on who's designing them.
Yeah, well, that was the research I lost. So now I'm going to pick another one because I lost all that research and I'm not doing it again. Hold on, my beer is throwing up.
But yeah, kobolds are sometimes like
That's why I said, you'll know this one.
yeah, but yeah, some depictions are like dragon lizard esque. Some of them are like dog esque, and some of them actually kind of look like weird rat things, like World of Warcraft, apparently.
Well,
Ugh.
in the Fae realm, from what I saw, they were like not cute.
Nah, okay, I'm gonna just scroll away from that one. That's ugh.
All right. Changelings.
Which ones?
Changelings. And they
Oh,
are not,
changelings.
yeah, they're not Fae say.
Those are the ones that would kidnap children and like take their lot and like replace them, right?
But well, sorta. But they are in a league all of their own and of the Fae legend and folklore. So I definitely want to do that one because I don't want to say the word, the something something ranch show that's on. Let's call it Flesh Dancer.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about.
Considered a changeling. And I don't want to say it because, you know.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right. So I'm going to try to say this one, and I hope I say it right.
Yeah.
Devas.
Spell it.
Another one, Ebas. This is another,
Devas.
yes,
Devas.
Devas. This is another one I've not heard of. Hopefully I said it right. But I believe this could be the smallest of the Fae because they appear as fireflies, or as we call them here, lightning bugs.
Yeah. Davis Fairy.
Dryrads. Dryads. Wait,
Dry,
dryads.
dryads. Yeah.
These little fellows are literally linked to trees. If the trees
Yes.
die, so do they.
Yeah, they're tree spirits. Those ones I actually know about.
Irish sea water guardians. Now, we're not in Ireland, part Irish, and these guys guard the Irish Sea.
Hmm.
Now, you said this name earlier, Kelpie.
Yes. The seaweed horse.
Well, apparently they're not real nice. But anyway, it said
Oh
that
yeah, I
they're
figured.
it said that they're ugly. I didn't say it. What I read did.
Yeah.
They're ugly, scary, water fae that are thought to be carnivorous and cannibalistic. All right, wait a minute. Maybe I changed my mind. All right, merfolk, as in mermaids and mermen.
Yeah. For those of you
Same
that don't
things.
know, people like things like Ariel from Disney and other stuff. Oh god, Kelpies look fucking rad. I don't know why they're saying they're ugly.
And Aquaman, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Specifically,
technically.
Jason Momoa as Aquaman.
And Mara, even though Amber Heard's a flaming cunt. Sorry.
Yep. He just said the see you next Tuesday word.
I cannot stand Amber Heard. I'm
No,
sorry.
we don't like her either. All right, move away from pull your mic away a little bit. Maybe that's what that feedback is.
Maybe.
All right, ready?
Sure.
Not to be confused with nymphomaniacs, you sick fuckers out there.
Nymphs.
Salamanders, and not the cute little reptiles.
Oh, the fire spirits.
These are the thing. Elementals are a completely different thing, which at some point I definitely want to get into.
Yeah, like when it comes to the elemental stuff, that I actually do know from playing a lot of RPG games, and salamanders are a pretty common one.
I gotta take a sip. Hold on.
So like there is salamander for fire. They usually use ah fuck. Then you have sylphs for wind. Uh Fuck, there's usually one for water, but I can never remember it.
All right. So this one's kind of interesting.
Yeah?
It's called the Sealy Court.
Sealy Court?
Yes. The Sealy Court is one of the most well-known aspects of fairy lore. They're thought to be benevolent fairies who act as arbitrators and judges in fae disputes. So kind of like don't fuck around and find out, or you'll
Yeah.
be in front of the court.
Ah, okay. Sealy,
Said,
not Sealy. Okay.
said we have the Unsealy Court.
Yeah, I'm looking at them
Dark
right now.
version of the Sealy Court. This
Mhm.
has many different types of fae, but mainly have the lower, more sinister type like bogarts and bogies.
Don't
Not
bogart.
boogies, not boogies, bogies.
Like bogeyman.
Well, yes, I believe that is one term that they use.
Well, because like outside of the U.S., it's called instead of like we call it the boogeyman.
It's not right, and they do call it the bogeyman.
Yeah, they take away an O and he becomes the bogeyman. Oh, because of the accent, the bogeyman.
So keeping with that, yeah, keeping with that, we have the bogarts. This one is basically a brownie who turned bad.
Bogart, as in not Humphrey Bogart. Ah, old Hollywood reference.
Oh my God. Then we have the bogey or boogie beast or bogey beast or
Mm-hmm.
boogeyman or bogeyman. And it's said to mean devil and evil goblin.
That sounds about
So
right.
this is a goblin that went bad. Now I haven't done my research on goblins yet, but you know, I
See, growing up with the stuff
me.
that I did, I never saw goblins as inherently good.
Yeah, but I didn't either, but I don't think they're inherently bad.
Yeah, I think
either.
they're just like a neutral creature depending on circumstance. Just like every other fae and fairy, I'm assuming.
Right. All right. Said the Kelpie. Now we have the Selkie.
The
This
Selkie.
one change from a seal into a human whenever they want.
Interesting.
This one I'm pretty sure you have probably heard of before because I have.
Which one?
The Will-O-Wisp.
Oh, the little ghost fires.
Yes. These can be seen on any body of water, but only at night, and it will look like a flickering orb of light.
And sometimes you can see like little will of the wisps.
Yes.
Floating in
well,
like
that's
forests.
Right. That's what we call them over here in the States, will of the wisps. But its real name is Will-O-Wisp.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's a lot more that can be listed here, and maybe I'll do like a full and complete list later with a better description.
Yeah.
But as you can see, the Fae are a very vast, dimensional peoples with rules and even a court and undercourt. But beware, don't fuck around and find out.
Because you don't want to find that out.
Absolutely not. I mean, you just don't, because all Tinkerbells and fucking sprinkle fucking stardust shit.
Yes, there's a lot of fae that are absolutely terrifying.
So what did you think?
That was it. It's
There's
interesting.
a lot in there you'd never heard of.
Yeah, there's definitely a bunch that I like didn't hear of, or like I only heard of them and I didn't exactly know what they were, so that was really enlightening. But yeah, there's probably some in there you didn't expect me to know. Huh.
No, I absolutely didn't. And the funny thing is, when you came home the other day, before you had to go back to Dad's house, you know, I keep those 2 fairy books on my altar.
Yes.
looking through them and putting my little thumb tab sticky things in there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I looked to see where you were on Life 360, and I'm like, fuck, he's almost home. I gotta put these books down because I didn't want you to see me looking through the books.
Yeah.
And a lot of the research that I got, this was mainly from the web. I'm going to dive deeper
And use your books as extra
into
research.
and use my books, yes, because these books I actually got from fairy cons.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, you've had those for a long time.
oh my God, since you were little.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to take like pictures of the illustrations in there. And
Yeah.
it's the guy that did the illustrations is Brian Froud, and he is so amazing. His drawings are so amazing. Like, I'm astonished.
Hmm.
And I'm an artist. You know, fucked up in my head, and my brain works in its own ways, and that's why, I can appreciate art, but his drawings are absolutely, they just blow my mind.
Yeah, I've seen some of them.
Absolutely blow my mind.
Yeah, they're very detailed and very like well done.
Well, you and your brother used to look at the pictures.
Yeah.
You didn't even read it, you just looked at the pictures.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, I mean, there was nothing wrong with that, but
No, of course not. I mean, I was a kid.
I'm going to get a more detailed list of all Fae.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to take me a while because there are a lot.
Maybe we can
Because
do how we plan on doing like the monthly yokai episodes that I like the monthly yokai descriptions that I wanted to do. Maybe we can tack on like the Fae as part of that. We can make it like a monthly supernatural creature.
oh yeah, because there's enough of them, just like the true crime carousel
Yeah,
or
the
the
cold case carousel.
cold case carousel. That's it. Yeah, because we definitely need to get those names out there. So it'll be like,
It'll
a
be like a
true
monthly thing,
crime.
yeah.
Yeah, it'll be a true crime with one thing that you want to do, and then your whatever the Japanese stuff is, and then you
Mm-hmm.
know we
So
have
yeah,
to
maybe
get
we'll
we
do
have to
like
get a schedule down, guys, of what we're gonna do and when we're gonna do it. We're
yeah.
we're, we're still figuring this shit out. We're on episode what?
I don't know anymore, man.
Hold on. Let me look.
Yeah, I'm gonna double check myself because I can't keep track
I
of
don't
it.
fucking know.
And I've been
I don't
listening
know.
to this podcast. I've been listening to Villains for the past couple of days, so I can't even keep track of what I've been listening to. By the way, if you guys like the kind of stuff,
Episode 11. We're on episode 11.
well, shit. Big shout out to Villains, the
Why
podcast.
do we not have more? Why do we not have more? Please be our friend. Please be our friend.
And just think, she's probably only had a beer.
No, I'm on like beer number 4 now.
Jeez.
Maybe 5. I don't know.
Jesus, mother.
Well, I don't know how long this episode is gone. But anyway, guys, this may end up being a 2-parter, and we don't even fucking know it. So anyway, guys, we love you so much, and thank you for following us. And if you have any ghost stories, true crime stories, any stories, just say fucking hi. Email us.
Any weirdly obscure cryptids like the one I talked about, please. Anything that you want us to talk about on this podcast, shoot us a message on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or send us an email at horrorcultural@gmail.com.
Thank you, guys. We love you so much, and we're learning as we go. It's only episode 11. We're just gonna keep getting better. And Mark, take us out.
Thank you guys for listening to Horror Cultural, where we grow love for all things spooky and macabre. Don't forget to give us a 5-star rating. It actually really helps us, believe it or not. Don't forget to follow us on Spoofy, Spotify, so you don't miss an upload. And we will see you guys in the next episode. See yas.
By the way, guys, The website is almost ready to go.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have a website soon. I forgot about that.
Yes, it's almost ready. I'm so fucking tired.
And
So
then with
fucking
the
tired.
in the description for each episode, starting from when it's available, we'll put we'll put the link to the website in the description for you guys.
Yeah, and the website. Oh my god. The the episodes will go from newest to oldest. So if you want to see the oldest episodes, you got to keep hitting see more, see more, see more. Like, feed me, see more.
Feed me, Seymour, feed me.
All right, guys, we love you guys so much. Please be safe out there. Ukraine, hang in there, you guys. We're still rooting for you.
Hell
And
yeah.
fuck you, Putin.
Definitely.
All right, guys. Peace out.
See you later.